Hi folks, my name's Andy. I have the website doughboy2ironman.com. I want to talk about goal setting today. We're just a little more than a month into the year 2014, and I'm going to bet that a lot of people have already abandoned their New Year's resolutions. Well, nothing like the present to set a new one. Why does it always have to be January 1st? Set a new goal today. Let's talk about how we get to our goals. I started setting goals back in December of 2010. Woke up one day and decided I was going to be a runner, and I was going to be a triathlete, and someday I would do Ironman. And in the last 3 years, as I've shared on my blog, I've gotten to meet amazing people, see some pretty neat places, and even finished 2 half Ironman races. Clearly along the way, I didn't magically lose the weight I thought I would lose becoming an endurance athlete, and I'm very happy to say that I finally unlocked that final riddle in the last several months. And in the last 34 days, I've dropped all sugars and all grains from my diet and is a ketogenic fat burner now. I am down 20 pounds to start, and I plan to lose slower but steadily through the rest of this year. But let's talk about actually crossing an Ironman finish line. Because you see, just because I signed up for it doesn't mean I can do it. Just because I call myself a triathlete doesn't mean I can wake up tomorrow and do Ironman. In fact, the way I feel right now, I probably couldn't do a half Ironman tomorrow if I tried. But I'm going to get there once again, and I'm going to get there further by consistency. You may be familiar with the writer James Clear. He's got a wonderful online presence with his blog and webinars. He writes and talks not only about setting goals, but how we get there by habit formation. He said something in a webinar last week that really clicked with me. And that was about a castle. And he said, you might look at a castle and admire it and want to have something like it, but you forget that that castle was laid one brick at a time. And as soon as he said brick, my mind went right to where a father of young children who grew up on these himself goes all the time. Legos. And I thought about how my son's X-Wing fighter, took hours to build, one brick at a time, and now it's this complex machine built out of tiny pieces of plastic. So I went out and I got myself a new Lego set. And every time I do a workout to get myself closer to Ironman, I'm going to add a brick. In fact, between now and Ironman, I have 280 workouts scheduled. None of them by themselves is going to be the same distance as an Ironman, but each one of them is going to get me closer to becoming the person who can do that kind of endurance on that day. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen slowly. It's going to happen, in fact, brick by brick. Now, I already have some bricks into this project because, as I said, over the last 3 years, I've been doing all these things and building toward my goal, so I have a bit of a base. But now, we're going to start counting. We're going to start counting bricks, we're going to start counting workouts, and we're going to keep myself accountable to getting that done, so that when that day comes in August, I don't wake up like in a dream when I didn't go to class the whole semester. Now it's time for the final, and what do? I'm going to build that consistently from now until that day. I challenge you to find a Lego project in your life. It doesn't have to be endurance sports related. It could be weightlifting. It could have nothing to do with your body. It could be a project you've always wanted to start. Did you want to become something that you've always dreamt about? Well, you don't get there overnight either. You start becoming a writer, for example, by putting pen to paper on a regular basis, even when you don't feel inspired. You become a runner by running, even if you can't run the marathon you want yet. You put one foot in front of the other, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. Right now, I'm not a guy who could cross an Ironman finish line. I weigh too much, I'm too slow, and I don't have the endurance yet. But I got some of it. And if I keep laying bricks from now till then, I'm going to get there. So why don't you join me and pick yourself a project. If you want to listen in on how my project's going, join me and my co-host John Harris, FatSlowTriathlete.com, as we podcast about this every single week on our show, Ironman Year One. We hang out with other endurance athletes, some from the back of the pack, some are elite athletes that have done things we can't even imagine. Every week we talk about stuff that guys our age talk about. We do some movie trivia. We shoot the breeze. We talk about our training, our ups and downs, and we just get to talk to some cool people, because for us, that's a lot of what endurance sports really is about. Join us and watch how our projects come along as we lay bricks one after another and pick your own project. Hopefully we can inspire you. Maybe you'll inspire us. Whatever you've been waiting for, don't wait for another new year to start a resolution. Start now.